I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Thursday, June 4th. Today, a series of sexual assaults where police allege they took place and how children were targeted. Also today, on track, when Manitoba Premier Rob Canoe says the province's supervised mobile consumption site will open. Plus, a lucky break. A Manitoba man is $46 million richer. How he plans to spend his newfound fortune. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Police have made an arrest after a series of sexual assaults in Winnipeg. They all happened on the same day, and investigators say most of the victims are children. Standing by live with the details is CTV's Daniel Helmerson. Daniel, where did this happen?
Marilee, investigators allege the spree started when a man confronted two teenage girls walking near Horace Street and Desmurin Street on May 25th. Police say the 67-year-old man approached them and started to grab them, sexually assaulting them in the process. The girls escaped, but the man followed them until they sought help at a nearby school. Not long after, police say the same suspect went to a school where kids were out for recess and commented on the appearance of a group of young girls. They ran away and told school staff about what had happened. Minutes later, police say the man then approached a woman in her 20s who was mowing her lawn in the Archwood neighborhood. They say the man grabbed the lawnmower and sexually assaulted the woman. She was able to escape and call police. The 67-year-old suspect was arrested shortly after 1 p.m. while he was walking in the 400 block of Edgewood Street.
What kind of charges is he facing?
He's been charged with 3 counts of sexual assault and has now been released with conditions. The charges have not been tested in court. Winnipeg police are continuing to investigate and ask anyone with information to call the Sex Crimes Unit.
All right. Thanks for this, Daniel. Manitoba Premier Rob Canoe says the province's supervised mobile consumption site is on track to open.
It's going to open this month.
While Canoe confirmed the timeline for the mobile site earlier today, he also says a permanent supervised consumption site won't be ready for several months. Last month, Addictions Minister Bernadette Smith said the director and some staff had already been hired for the mobile site, with interviewing underway for peer mentors and clinical staff. Aboriginal Health and Wellness will run the facility, which will allow people to inject drugs in the trailer with staff on hand to respond to overdoses. A former leadership candidate for Manitoba's Progressive Conservatives will not be allowed to run again for the party. The PC's announced Wally Doddridge will not be able to seek nomination under the party's banner in the riding of Turtle Mountain. Doddridge previously announced his intentions to seek the nomination, and according to social media posts, he's already been out campaigning in the area. No reason was provided for why Doddridge won't be able to seek the nomination. Doyle Panuke is the current PC MLA in the area. He's not seeking re-election. Doddridge went head-to-head with Tory leader Abi Khan in last year's leadership race, narrowly losing the contest. Manitoba's next election is scheduled for 2027. CTV News has reached out to Doddridge for comment. Well, if you own a home or business in Winnipeg, a letter detailing your property's new assessed value is in the mail. The city sent out reassessed property values to more than 243,000 Winnipeggers. Assessments are done every 2 years to reflect changes in the real estate market. This is not a tax bill and will not impact this year's statement. However, it will affect next year's tax bill. The assessments are considered final, but you can discuss the values with city staff. The deadline to file an application to the Board of Revisions is June 29th. After nearly 2 decades helping animals, Prairie Wildlife Rehab has decided this summer will be its last. The center says it helps rehabilitate more than 2,000 animals every year, and the decision to wind down operations comes as the volunteer-based charity faces challenges related to funding, staffing, and the increased costs of operations. As of today, it is no longer admitting new wildlife patients. Instead, officials say they will focus on caring and healing the animals currently in its care. The winner of the largest Lotto 649 jackpot in our province's history came forward today to collect his big check. Carl Giesbrecht is $46 million richer tonight. He bought the winning ticket for the May 16th Lotto 649 Gold Ball draw from First Stop Grocers in Whitemouth, Manitoba. And when the 70-year-old found out about his big win, he tells us he felt like he might have the big one.
My thoughts went to my children on their way and my grandchildren, that I would help them in life. That's more important, my children, than anything else.
As you heard, Giesbrecht plans to use his winnings to help out his children. He tells us he also plans to pay off his ex-wife's mortgage and maybe consider retiring. He's only semi-retired right now. His advice to wannabe winners is simple: buy a ticket. And in case you're curious, the second largest jackpot ever won in Manitoba was $27.5 million and happened almost exactly 5 years ago. Wow, that's a big jackpot.
Big chunk of change.
Wow, no kidding. All right, what kind of weather jackpot are you doling out for us tonight, Colleen?
Hopefully not a three-peat, Marilee.
Yeah.
Of course, if you are with us right through to the end of our 6 o'clock newscast, you'll know that once again tornado warnings were issued for the Pembina Valley. They moved into the Red River Valley, and ultimately no tornadoes developed, thankfully. But boy, a couple of very, very stressful nights weather-wise for a lot of folks, for sure, in the path of those severe thunderstorms. Not expecting severe thunderstorms tonight here in Manitoba, although there is the possibility of some showers. But next door in northwestern Ontario, that's where we could see some thunderstorm activity that could be of the severe variety. There are a few areas under a yellow severe thunderstorm watch, including places like Dryden, Ignace, and Sioux Lookout. More on that to come, and a look ahead on when that heat is going to crank right back up here in Winnipeg and in southern Manitoba. But for now, let's take a look through the CTV Live Eye. It is brought to you by Bathfit, our exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, cloudy and 21 degrees with a humidex. It feels like 24. With the winds, they are coming out of the west-northwest at 23 kilometers an hour. The pressure is dropping and the humidity right now is 65%. Taking a look out onto the roads on this Thursday afternoon, busy in all directions along McPhillips, but overall there is some construction I see there for folks heading northbound, so that's going to slow you down a little bit, but overall no stalls or crashes in that part of the city.
A Winnipeg school is off to the races. What's on track for its $800,000 makeover next?
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
A mixed day on the markets. Crude oil lost nearly $3. The loonie fell below 72 cents U.S. Gold futures added $38. The TSX rose 415 points. The Dow Jones jumped 874 points, while the Nasdaq slipped 23 points. The track at St. James Collegiate is getting a major makeover. A joint agreement in principle has been reached to fund an $800,000 upgrade to the school's 400-meter outdoor running track. The asphalt base of the track is being rebuilt, and a layer of rubber is being applied to the new surface.
This upgrade will create a faster, safer, and more durable running surface, one that supports physical education programming, enhances athletic training, and promotes physical literacy for all our students.
There will be a bit of a delay, though, before work on this project can get underway. The city is currently conducting sewage pipe tunneling work underneath the track. Construction likely won't begin until next summer. Some Canadians may see some extra cash in their bank accounts starting tomorrow. A top-up payment is scheduled ahead of the rollout of the Canadian Groceries and Essentials benefit. The new support starts next month and replaces the GST credit. The government says the one-time payment is meant to give immediate financial support during the transition period. According to Ottawa, the quarterly payments will jump by 25% for 5 years, giving support to Canadians with low and modest incomes. Air Canada is trying to ease concerns about fuel shortages ahead of the busy summer travel season. The airline sent an email to customers saying there is no fuel shortage affecting its operations, including across Europe. Air Canada also says it does not anticipate any significant impact throughout the summer. Most European airlines are also confident there won't be a jet fuel shortage. This is the biggest Canadian flag ever made, and it just set a new world record. Check it out.
we made it 160 by 80 meters. And the flag is so big that we had to tilt it up onto its side just to fit onto the cut.
It took about 100 people to help unfurl this flag on Grouse Mountain in BC. The flag is being held down by airplane cables and concrete blocks. The group, which made it, learned they had a chance to break the world record, so they went for it. Guinness has confirmed it is the largest flag unfurled on a mountain. The flag was made to help celebrate the World Cup. It will stay until at least Canada Day. The ALS Society is asking Manitobans to join in on some events this month to raise awareness about the disease. ALS, also widely known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a fatal, rapidly progressive neuromuscular disorder. According to the ALS Society of Manitoba, around 3,000 Canadians are affected by the disease, including more than 430 Manitobans. And this year, the organization is partnering with the Goldeyes for a special event.
We do this annually to not only celebrate Lou Gehrig's night, but bring together all our families and clients and try to have a wonderful, fun evening, and also raise dollars to help with equipment, things that clients need, help with research, activities. All of these things are really important. It's a very, very costly disease.
The ALS Lou Gehrig's Night action starts at 6:30 p.m. at Blue Cross Park. There is also a walk to end ALS in Brandon taking place on June 14th and here in Winnipeg on June 20th. For more information, head to alsmb.ca.
Community Connection is brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
Seeing his name in lights, why a drone show is honoring a movie star. Those details next in Spotlight.
Winnipeg shows its pride. The annual Pride Parade takes over downtown Winnipeg this Sunday, and we want to take you there. Join me, Colleen Brady, and Catherine Dow, along with our friends from 103.1 Virgin Radio, as we bring you all the colorful floats, conversations with people along the parade route, and much more. You can join us online by visiting ctvnewswinnipeg.ca beginning at 11 a.m.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight. And if you watched Canadian television in the late 70s or early 80s, odds are you're familiar with the exploits of the littlest hobo.
Absolutely. Well, get ready to watch the dog wander from town to town again in the near future.
There's a voice keeps on calling me.
I've had this song in my head all day long. The iconic Canadian show is getting a remake. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg will produce a new live-action take on the Canadian classic. The reboot is the first scripted project in the Canadian market for Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's Point Grey Pictures, who are teaming up with Lionsgate Canada and Crave. The Littlest Hobo originally aired on CTV from 1979 to 1985. It followed, of course, a German Shepherd as he traveled across the country, stopping to help people in need. In the announcement, Rogen and Goldberg said The Littlest Hobo was a foundational show for them during their childhood.
I hope they keep the song.
I hope
it's a good
they
song.
can't get rid of it. It's a classic.
Yeah.
And the reruns, I think, still run out there somewhere.
Now to news about Pink, who is getting ready to raise a glass, but it won't be at a stadium.
Nope, but it will be at the 2026 Tony Awards. As the host of the show, Pink is promising an epic performance this weekend. She is famous, of course, for her aerial acrobatics in concert and teased that there will be some acrobatic moments. She also said the opening number will be big with 170 people on stage. Pink says when she was first asked to host the show, it wasn't an immediate yes, but that her daughter Willow encouraged her to do it.
She should be good. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
It'd be fantastic.
Now to the hot topic of Online Streaming Act and where it's at.
That's right. Ottawa is ordering a review of the CRTC's decision to charge streamers to pay more for Canadian content.
No secret to anyone that's been paying any attention to this that the USTR has identified these issues as a trade issue. It would be disingenuous to suggest that this is the single issue. The reality is we're impatient to make sure that this sector stays vital and stays supported.
The CRTC recently tripled the amount streamers pay to contribute toward Canadian content. It was 5% of their Canadian revenue. That's going up to 15%. The U.S. has repeatedly complained about the Online Streaming Act in trade talks. Ottawa says it ordered the review because the decision could raise costs for Canadians.
No surprise, there was a strong response to a hotly awaited product drop linked to heated rivalry.
No kidding. Pre-sales started yesterday for the Team Canada fleece jacket worn by Hudson Williams as his character Shane Hollander in the hit series from CTV Bell Media's partner Crave.
All right, so tonight we can do the men's short form figure skating? Or?
My buddy Joe's in that program.
Demand was high despite the $356 price tag. In fact, all sizes are sold right out. Retailer Province of Canada says 10% of proceeds will support You Can Play, an organization aimed at addressing homophobia and other forms of discrimination in hockey.
A drone-operated light show in southern China honored one of the all-time greats in film.
Now, this Jackie Chan-themed show focused on his most iconic roles, entertaining the thousands of people who came out to see it. Even better, there was a mystery guest. That mystery guest, do you ask? Well, it was Jackie Chan himself.
Pretty cool.
It is indeed.
All right, thanks, Colleen.
You bet. Your Wednesday primetime lineup comes with a Marvel's blockbuster. Grab your popcorn and catch Guardians of the Galaxy at 7. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look at Main Street at Broadway. Busy, peak of the rush now. Cloudy out there and 21 degrees. I will have more on the possibility for rain this evening and a look at that severe thunderstorm watch in Ontario coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
A French winery has restored a collection of late 19th century wines discovered in Czechia.
It was really authentic Chateau d'Yquem 1892 and 96. We proceeded to the recorking process, which means we replaced the old cork with a new one. And we also put a new capsule on the cork to protect it. But we respected the whole shape of the bottle, even the dusty aspect.
For years, they were hidden in the chapel floor of a castle. The 133 bottles, most dating between 1892 and 1899, were placed there around the end of the Second World War. The place they were put was a good one. The wine's quality was proven after it was tested in 2016. It's now going on display at the castle.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, after a couple of very active weather days in southern Manitoba, we can't entirely rule out more thunderstorms or showers, although if they do develop in Manitoba, they're not expected to be of the severe variety. Basically, we had a low over southeastern Saskatchewan earlier today, paired with a low over southern Manitoba, and slowly they've been drifting eastward and encountering the air that is still quite unstable in Manitoba, and that's what's firing off those storms. But really, they are more active in Ontario, and in fact, to the east of Dryden, there is a severe thunderstorm right now. That severe thunderstorm watch in effect for many areas, including Dryden, but this area right here is where we are seeing a severe thunderstorm happening right now. So it's right around Weaver Lake. It's moving east at about 30 kilometers an hour. And severe thunderstorms, folks, they always do have the potential to produce tornadoes. And I can tell you, after a couple of nights of tornado warnings here, and including 3 tornadoes confirmed in Manitoba 2 nights ago, just be vigilant if you are in those areas. Further to the west, but still on the Ontario side of the border, Kenora 23 degrees there, 24 in Steinbach, 21 in Winnipeg, 24 in Morden and Winkler. Up and down we go with the temperature. 19 degrees right now in Brandon, and in the north we have temperatures in the mid-teens. Thompson 14, 19 in Lynn Lake, and in Churchill too, 19 degrees. Clear up around the Churchill area and that most northern tier of the province as we head into the evening. Cloudier through through central regions, pushing down into southern Manitoba, but fairly clear closer to the international border, especially as we get late tonight. But watch out, we could see fog patches develop overnight and into the commute for Friday morning, clouding over. So it will be a cloudy day in the southern half of the province and through central regions, at least to start. Also into northwestern Ontario, but you'll get some sunshine there. You'll get sunshine out in the southwest by tomorrow afternoon. We might catch some here in the Red River Valley, but it will start to feel warmer. Temperatures moving back up into the mid-20s. We clear out considerably overnight, then we heat right up on Saturday. It's like we flick the switch and we go right back up into the low 30s in southern Manitoba throughout the weekend. So anticipate a sunny and hot Saturday across much of the south. But for tonight, we drop down to around 12 degrees. Again, with that chance of showers this evening here in the city. And really for the next couple of hours or so, these strong winds, 20 gusting to 40, will start to back off by mid-evening or so. 12 is our overnight low. Tomorrow it will be cloudy, up to 23, 24 degrees. Winds picking up a bit out of the northwest at 20 kilometers an hour. Friday, tomorrow already, the UV index for the city is 6 or high. Despite the clouds, still a high UV there. We get into the weekend, and as I mentioned, we shoot up into the low 30s. Check this out, 31 in the sunshine on Saturday. Not much relief from the heat at night. 20 is our low. Then we go all the way back up to 32 on Sunday under a mix of sun and cloud. 25 on Monday. Showers are possible. Sunshine and heat on Tuesday, 29 degrees. Showers look likely Wednesday with another hot high right around 28 degrees. Our first weather photo is a sensational one. Look at these storm clouds. This was from yesterday evening. Verna took these photos between Blumenort South and Winkler. And this next photo, well, it's just lovely. Out in Warren, Manitoba, look at the evening sun there from John. Send us your weather photos by email to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provivo, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provivo.com.
The Stanley Cup final is still going on, but maybe underwater hockey is more appropriate at this time of year.
This is one of the most intense, physically demanding sports you can get, mainly because not only do you train like an Olympic athlete, but you hold your breath while you're doing it.
And you get a cool helmet, too, by the looks of it. One of the places underwater hockey is most popular is the UAE. It's hoping to have a great showing at this year's World Championships, which are being held in Indonesia this summer. The sport was first developed back in the 1950s in the UK, and it seems to be surging in popularity elsewhere now. I have a hard time racking my brain around
what
this.
an interesting sport.
This is hard for Canadians to fathom. We'll stick with the ice hockey.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, that does it for us this hour. Don't go far. We're back at 6 with much more local news. Hope to see you then.